Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. I hope you are doing great. By the sign behind me, we're going to be talking about supply chain. We're going to actually be talking about rail, and we think this is a very big story. I am here with none the other than, did I even say that right, Eric? From Sage News.
It works.
The none
Hey,
the other.
how's it going, buddy? None other than, but that'll
There
work.
you go. I always screw this up. Well, you know, we don't edit. So everybody, first off, we're going to talk about some supply chain issues. We think something very big is brewing, and there's going to be some news about it on Monday. It has to do with the rail system. If you know anybody in the transportation rail side of the supply chain, please share this with them. Please get this out on Facebook groups. Get it anywhere you can. We think this is really big news. So let's dive right into the headline, Eric. What do we got going on?
Yeah, so how this all started was one of our subscribers actually shot us a message in our comments and basically said, hey, can you look into this? Have you seen this? And I started to dive into it, and I actually spoke with that subscriber. So he brought this to my attention, and let me pull this up on my system here.
And while you're doing that, everybody, I want people to understand Sage is doing amazing work bringing news to light where you wouldn't normally see it. I want you to, I'm going to put a link, a special link, and I'm going to wait to tell you what it's about because it's about a very big interview that he did that's already out. So you're going to see that link in the comment section. I want you guys to check him out and follow him. Okay, guys? Thank you so much. Go ahead.
Yeah, so basically what it brought to my attention is the BNSF Railway employees could strike over a new attendance policy. So I kind of dove into this and seeing what this was about. So basically how the railroad works as it is now is you're on call and you go on a wheel. So if you're on call and you're in a group of 30 people, if you're number 21, if 20 people go ahead of you, and once it hits 21, then you go. And that starts every time you finish a shift. So if you finish a shift at midnight, you get 10 out, you work 12 hours on, then you need 10 hours off, and then you might go right back to work again. You're always on call 24/7. So your only downtime is either if they don't need you, or you request a sick day or personal day. Well, what they're doing is they're changing their policy. And the basic gist of it is you get 30 points. Every time you take off, they take 4 points away. So if you take off to watch your son's graduation, if you take off to, where you're not going to be on call to go to a doctor, to go to a dentist, anniversaries, whatever that is, points are deducted from you. If it's something where you miss a day where you're supposed to be on call and you don't answer the phone, 15 points can be deducted from you. Well, the issue is that the only way to get these 4 points back would be to work 14 days in a row, not basically be on call. So in the gist of it, because of how chaotic the supply chain is right now, these guys originally were on 24/7, and it's right here. Right now, employees agree to be available 24/7 for 75% of their time. Darting, which is the person that's being questioned here, says this move will make it closer to 90 to 95% of their time they have to be on call. Yeah. And at any moment, they might have to go and meet the train or things like that. So when they break it down, it's about 2 days off a month. And at 2 days off a month, some of these guys are saying, hey, if I'm sick or things are going on, it's just not enough time. And then you're dealing with fatigue factors. People are tired. They're not getting enough time off, and that becomes a safety concern.
Let me jump in, Eric. So first off, I want to make 3 points. First off, this came from a subscriber. So I want to thank you guys for all of your comments and sending us emails, okay? Secondly, if you guys have been watching for a little while, please hit the subscribe button because Eric is doing great work getting the news out to you before it happens, right? Now let's talk about the railroad. First off, is this the railroad's fault? I personally don't think so. There's a lot of stress in the system right now. There's a lot of baby boomers that have decided to retire in the last couple of years, even right before everything changed in 2020. People were retiring massively. So with that being said, they're under stress. But here's the problem. This is where we see an issue. Because they're under stress and their employees are being overworked, there are 2 scenarios that could happen. Possibly a strike. And I'm going to dive in. I just want to give a little clip. Eric has an interview out, and we're going to put that below, to an attorney, actually one of the highest rated or the highest rated railroad attorneys in the country. And he's interviewing him about this because on Monday, there's a decision that needs to be made. Is there going to be a strike? We don't know if that's even possible, or will people just quit? So they're already having issues right now with the employees, keeping employees going. They're overworking them and people are getting burnt out. Now, how does this affect you? Let's talk about the supply chain, Eric. What do we think could happen if we see either a strike or a walkout where people just quit?
Yeah, that's the main concern too, because we have to understand that one rail car can carry about anywhere from 100 to 200 truckloads of freight. So let's just use an average of about 150. So you've got 150 truckloads of freight on one rail car. This is when you get that bulk shipment in, that's a big, amount of freight that's being delivered. That makes your shelves full. Without those bulk shipments or any type of slow or ripple effect into the freight, we start to see slowdowns. And that's kind of what happens to our supply chain.
So not only that, the cost of shipping items on rail are fractions of what it costs to be on a truck. Not only that, the time is even faster sometimes because the rail can keep moving, and the difference how they do the shifts. I have one of my best friend's father was a train conductor or an engineer, and when he passed, they actually named part of our railroad in our town after him. And he would literally show up at a special spot with a lunch box, and out in the middle of nowhere, the train would come to a stop. And the engineer going off would walk away. He would jump on and start off. The time in which it takes to change shifts, that train can literally be running 24 hours a day, which means it's cheaper. This is a big deal. And we wanted to bring you this news story ahead of time, because if we start to see, honestly, a breakdown in rail coming this next week, we could have some catastrophic problems in the supply chain. So Eric, let's give some positives, because we love to give positives, right? Okay. First off, if you know that this is happening, you can buy extra things, right?
Correct. Okay. Definitely prepare for that winter storm, as I say.
But honestly, you don't have to go out right now. Like we're gonna monitor the news for you. That's why I say, hey, hit the subscribe button and please share these videos, because we want to grow, because we're doing you guys a favor. Secondly, Eric, what about jobs right now? I mean, there are a lot of people looking for jobs. Do you think there's some job openings right now in the train industry? I mean, I know it's a good career. People make good money.
Absolutely. If it's something that you can deal with, like you said, deal with the stresses and things like that, they're always looking to hire. It's very hard. They were having a hard time hiring people. So it's something, if you wanted to get into, it's obviously an opportunity to get into that.
I mean, think about how many people right now are working in restaurants, fast food joints, and they're, let's say they're 21, 22 years old. I don't know how young you can be in the rail system, but can you imagine, like, they go from a $17 an hour job to a full-time job with benefits? I mean, I know it's hard work, but I mean, instantly, that's a great example of how you use these crises that are going on, crises, for however you say it, to your advantage.
Absolutely. And like I said, it's one of those things that we're just bringing you the information. I'm going to be I have the interview with the lawyer coming up, and I'm also going to be having an interview with other engineers and rail personnel, so we can kind of do a roundtable and get their side, and so everybody can kind of understand what's going on. So that video will be coming up also.
Well, yeah, and actually, at the time we air this, you should have your interview up and running, right? I'm going to be putting this out. All right, cool. Absolutely. So, guys, that link is directly below. Give him, Eric, a thumbs up, possibly a subscribe if you like his stuff. And we thank you guys for your continued support, and especially we thank you for your questions. So, where's that email again, Eric, that people are getting a hold of us through?
They're actually emailing it to the Sage. Let me pull this one up now because I just closed it. It's going to be the Sage Ninja news@gmail.com. So Sage Ninja news@gmail.com.
SAGE ninjanews.com. I love
Absolutely.
Oh, that's sweet. I thought it was a Gmail. Oh, good thing. We got a .com.
Gmail.com.
Oh, gmail.com. Okay. I thought we were moving up in the world, but we're still not
yet. We're getting there. That'll be next.
Subscribe so we can afford a real email. Absolutely. All right, guys. With that being said, I thank you so much. Thank you, Eric. You are the man. The Economic Ninja. Wait, say it. Say goodbye. You got to say goodbye. We got to do this right.
See you later. Thanks for having me.
Economic Ninja is out.